Chefs, what is the beef? Welcome to another live video. Back in the mix, back on the balcony. Where are you fucking at? Who knows? That's the power of the internet. Anyway, what impact is chefing having on your relationship? That's what we're going to be diving into today on the old video. We're going to be talking about some of the problems that you may be having right now, and we're also going to be looking forward on what you can do to fix the problems that you're having within your relationship. So what is the impact of being a chef having on your relationship? That's the question. And conversations that I've had so many of, like literally I would say from the past year and a half, 2 years of running Chef It Online, I've had hundreds and hundreds of long conversations with chefs with issues who are struggling within their lifestyle, who are struggling, as a result of their career. And it usually starts with, their health starts to suffer from the amount of time that they pour into work and the fact that chefs are conditioned to prioritize work over many other things in their life, whether that be themselves first and foremost, their own health, their own well-being mentally and physically, and then what is a knock-on effect of not taking care of yourself physically and mentally is it has a negative effect on the people around you, which is either going to be family like kids or fucking siblings or whoever is close to you on a daily basis, and then it's really going to impact the relationship, and this is something that I have 110% experienced many times. And I know when I was at my worst and I was totally fucked, where the hours were very, very long, I was extremely stressed, I was basically not giving a shit about myself, and I stopped caring about taking care of me, but I didn't realise by not taking care of me how it impacted the people around me. And I knew within my relationship I wasn't showing up in a way that indicated that I loved somebody or indicated that I cared. I just kind of took it for granted, and if they decided to have a problem with what I was doing, or they thought I was fucking not engaging, or we weren't connecting, or we were detaching, let's say, it was usually, in my mind, it was because they didn't understand what it was like. You have no fucking idea what it's like being on your feet for 12 to 14 hours a day, or at least that's what I thought in my head. And over time you realize that the detachment increases more and more and more, and you're getting into arguments more and more, and they're telling you you're not putting in the effort, or they're bickering at you for something small, and all the time you think the problem is them, and you keep going, like, just fucking leave me alone. You don't know what it's like feeling like you're just running on empty all the time. That's the thought process. But the truth is, and what I've realized over time, and I suppose in the relationship I'm in now, and how happy I am, and how much work that I've fucking put into it, it's made me think of who I was when I was working in hospitality and what I was like, and I was a fucking nightmare. I was a nightmare. I was really stressed. I'm already a highly strung person with a bit of a fucking temper. Back then my temper was like short fuse, boom, like that. And I would flip out and I would lose control, whether that be in work or whether that be at home. And for so many chefs, it's this same idea where you feel that your relationship is, there's no confidence in yourself anymore, so sex life suffers, the energy isn't there, and you're constantly burnt out, so days off, you're cancelling fucking social events with friends, or you're supposed to go out with your partner and you end up not going out with them, or, something as small as even with the kids, and you don't want to go out and play with them, or if you do, you're dreading it because you're fucked and you'd rather be on the couch. I get that, 110% I get that. We've all been there and we all go through it, but understand that if you end up in a situation, which this chef I was talking to, and they basically said their relationship had broken down because they've been cheated on. And they could almost see it coming. They could see it coming down the line, because slowly but surely they're doing less and less together. Slowly but surely there's less connection. There's more arguments, there's more complaints, there's less love in the air, to be honest. And what happens over time, especially if you're a man with a female, they need to be able to trust you. And this is the truth, and this is the God's honest truth that I've had to learn the hard way. That, a man needs to be very sure of himself. And if you're a chef, and I understand there's female chefs out there, absolutely, and you can take something from this as well, but specifically for male chefs in relationships, it's like, if you're in a relationship right now, your actions and how you lead your life basically determines whether or not your missus trusts you or doesn't trust you. Now, that's not a conscious thing, that's a subconscious thing. So let's say if I'm not in control of my life, if I'm not in control of my life and my fucking life is hanging down around my ankles and I'm depressed, I'm stressed, I'm fucking angry, I'm anxious all the time, I'm unsure of myself, I'm not confident in myself, you know, and I'm hating my fucking career and I'm not doing what I like to do anymore, that is me not taking my life by the horns and fucking leading the charge and living with purpose. That is the definition of not living with purpose. You're stuck in a rut, basically. And when your missus knows you're stuck in a rut for a long enough period of time, by seeing your behaviour of being stuck in a rut, they slowly but surely stop trusting you. So that's where the arguments come in. That's where, you know, they're taking your fucking card, let's say, and now you're on a shared bank account because, like, you're not to be trusted because you're either spending it on the piss or you're not fucking making enough money, whatever that thing is. There's a mistrust that starts to build there, you know what I mean? And that mistrust is subconscious, and that's what starts the fucking arguments. That's what starts the tension. That's what starts that detachment. And inevitably what happens, either if you don't communicate with each other, somebody's going to end up cheating on the other, and that's a shit place to be in, especially if you've got family, especially if you've got kids. That's a very, very bad place to be in. And I can tell you for a fact, and from my opinion, and what I see every single day, and in my own experience and the chefs that I coach, it's the same fucking thing. By you taking a period of time and a couple of months to put yourself first, to start taking care of you, to start looking at yourself and going, right, I need to fix my health, I need to fix my fucking life right now, because if I fix my life and I fix my health, everything will start to get better. Because the problems that you're having are all stemming from the fact that work has been put first for so fucking long that you've forgotten about yourself. And you're conditioned to do that, and trust me, it's not your fucking fault. But the unfortunate thing is, no one tells you that you need to pull yourself out of that. No one tells you that it's like, hey, maybe you need to look at your shit and maybe make better decisions. No one will tell you that, but that's the truth. The industry fucked you and putting you there, but you must get yourself out of it. So let's think about that for a second. How do you get yourself out of it? If you're in a relationship and someone's cheated on you, you're fucking arguing all the time and you're stressed out and you're detached and there's no connection there, the key thing is not to look at the other person, expect them to change. The best thing that you can do, and probably the only thing that's going to be the most effective that you can do, is start looking at yourself. Think about it. 2 steps. Number 1, get clear on what the problems are in your life right now. Don't just live in this quagmire of shit and go, oh, everything's so bad. Figure out what is actually bad and let's try and fix that. You know, oh, well, my confidence is really shit, and the confidence is shit because I put on some weight in the past 2 years of cooking, you know, because I'm picking and I'm fucking boozing. My energy is shot to shit because I'm smoking weed and I'm drinking to wind down. You know, and now I need vices every single day, so therefore my body is starting to break down. You know, if you get clear on that fact first, now you know what you're trying to fix. Then it's about setting yourself a goal. Cool, in 3 months I would either like to lose X amount of weight, I would like to be exercising a certain amount of times per week, I would like to be getting out of bed at this time on my day off, I would like to be getting these things done, and I'd like to achieve this in my career. Whatever the goal is that's important to you, set something with your body, set something with your personal life or your career, and then make it specific, give yourself a deadline, boom, and now you've got clarity on where you're going. So now you think about it, getting clear on the facts, you know the problem you're fixing, then you have the clear goal and where you're going, then it's just about structure and getting there. Chefs, it's very fucking simple, and you should not complicate this. Step 2 of our path is this. Literally, exercise. Small bit every single day. You'd be so surprised. I had this day yesterday where I woke up, shit night's sleep, in a very negative headspace, waking up angry, pent up, fucking irritable. And if I start my day's work like that, I'm fucked. I am bollocksed. So instead of doing that, me and my girlfriend, we go to the gym first thing in the morning. No matter what, you have to fucking make the time for it. Make the fucking time for it. If I'm missing sleep, it doesn't matter. I need to make the time for it. Went in, hard training session, sweating like a cunt, come out of the gym, and both of us looked at each other and it's like, I literally feel like a different person right now. You know, and we did it together. And that was the first thing. So it's like moving every single day. I have to do something every single day because I know my mental health will fucking slip massively if I'm not exercising regularly. It's my tool to fight any kind of shit that's happening in my head. And for a lot of you, it's going to be the same. However, the slip up is where you're asking yourself to do too much on any given day. Start small. If you've never exercised, that's fine. That's fine. Fucking 10 to 15 minutes a day. Can you walk? Yes or no? Cool, go for a walk. And if you can't, if you want to build it from there, build it into a jog. You know, but it's like move every day, something small. That will slowly start getting the wheels turning. You feel better physically, you feel better mentally. Then the same thing with food. If you want to get that energy back and you want to get that certainty back, cool. Well, then we're going to batch cook once a week and you're going to have 2 meals a day, and you can eventually build that into 3 meals a day once you're building a faster metabolism. Those steps, as I just told you, will literally over time, if executed on consistently, week in and week fucking out, set the goals, achieve the goals, have the structure to get you there, everything starts to change. everything starts to change. And now what's going to happen is within your relationship, they're looking at you and going, fuck, I can see it. And now they start to trust you again. Because the trust came from you letting go of yourself and not giving a shit anymore. But once you start to give a shit again, and once you start to prioritize yourself, now you're the best version of yourself. Now you're showing up the way you need to show up for your family. Yeah, you're showing the way you need to show up on your days off. And sure, it's going to be hard. And sure, there's resistance. And sure, there's fucking voices. All of us have that shit. But you got to ask yourself, what's the fucking pros and cons? If I make the choice to be disciplined and do it now, what's going to happen? Chances are I'm going to make massive changes in my life. Whereas if I just accept the bullshit story that I can't do anything because I'm a chef, then you're going to stay stuck and you're walking away from something that you're actually good at, and you're going to do some fucking stupid job. You know, and you could be in your fucking 30s and it's fucking too late. So it's like, don't do that. That's the give up option. You can always make the best of your fucking situation. You can always make the best of your situation. So make that choice. Make that choice. Do that. Honestly, you will not regret it. Something I've learned the hard way. You know, been a dickhead in my relationships before and blamed other people. The second I started taking my own responsibility and sorting my shit out, that's when everything started to change for the positive. And I know the same thing is possible for you. I know that. Fact. So chefs, if you are interested in being the best role model you can for your family and being a leader within your relationship and actually cultivating a positive environment at home and also becoming the fittest and the healthiest version of yourself, go and have a look at the 90-day challenge. The link is there if you're interested in doing that. If you're not, that's fine. I really hope you took something away from this video. Give us a thumbs up, please. I know there's a few of you watching live. I appreciate that. Support the movement, support the channel, support the fucking message. And I will see you all tomorrow for another video. Much love. See you all soon.